Dear and welcome back, darlings. 'Tis my best Gloria Swanson today. What do you think? Yes? No? Well, I don't care. Before I truly begin, I must ask the drag queens, how on earth, especially in the spring, and your nose just knows you put on a shit ton of makeup, do you keep it from just flooding? I mean, it would not. Stop it. Ah! God, it was awful. It's still tickling me. Okay, on with the show. The very first American drag and gay peoples. Publicly, that is. Now, my sources today are linked into the description. As far as this History Channel goes, I merely try to get your interest into a subject and or persons, and the deeper details are up to you, dearies. That being said, onward. Now, before European invasion, lots of Native American communities actually not only accepted the lifestyle, but they revered it as being especially touched or divinely spiritual, if you will. They would participate in some ceremonies and all kinds of womanly things. And this is a divine lady named Ezra T. Timko. I could not find too much on her story. Let me know in the comments. Keep it respectful, please. If you know much more about her story, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe while you're at it, darlings. Thank you. Now, they would be referred to as a two-spirited persons. Bring in the Europeans! I don't specify white because there were more than just French and English invaders, people. Moving on, I digress. With the invasion of Christianity as a whole, the teachings against homosexuality and cross-dressing was further damned in the eyes of polite society. Yes, very fucking polite. And some of those Europeans learned torture by the Romans, down to sexuality, mutilation, rape, and sodomy. So the native homosexuals had hypocrisy, making it all the better during the brutal colonial era. Oh yes, this is just a lovely scene, isn't it? Oh, and that is where some of the far left or gay community gets the idea of decolonized gender argument. Honestly, I get the angle they are coming from. I understand it. I used to make fun of it. I used to make fun of them saying that. But now I get it. And I am sorry for making fun of that statement. Let's turn time forward just a little bit, darlings. Now, technically, for Europeans, public drag began in theatre or sideshow acts as freaks. Not so public was usually the scene in prostitution. Modern drag, however, has become a form of entertainment, glamour, and some lifestyle of consistently showing their inner self off to the world for both men and women. Those are called bio-drag, by the way. Now for today's star uncouth American is African-American former slave William Dorsey Swann. Oh, darling, you're gorgeous. I just love what she's wearing. America's first public drag queen, born March 1860 in Maryland. He was the... Oh, God, I hate this word. He was the property of a northern plantation owner named Anne Murray. Yes, a northern Yankee plantation, people. Go watch my Lincoln vid. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll even add the link in. I'll add the link in to my Lincoln video. I'll see myself out. In the year 1862, Swann was freed. The relationship of Anne and her slaves is a little unclear, though. She lived on a route that was well known for freeing slaves to Union states, but yet she still owned slaves. So it's kind of unsure in that spot. Anywho, this was the time when Swann and his brothers joined their parents, Mary Jane Yonker Yonker, hope I'm saying that right, and Andrew Jackson, Jack Swann, who was a wheat farmer and musician. Oh, entertainment just runs in the family, doesn't it, darling? He later worked in the Washington Business College, or also known as the Spencerian Business College in Washington, D.C. But in 1882, he was accused of stealing, particularly books from the Washington Library Company and various unknown items from the house of the Spencers themselves, his employers. Oh, naughty, naughty. He served 7 months for both accusations, and quite honestly, I don't blame him for the book part. In 1887, she began to hold extravaganza balls, with many a black man in glamorous gowns were seen coming in and out of Swann's fine, beautiful two-story house at 1504 L Street Northwest. Ooh, sounds beautiful, doesn't it? With the sound of drums, fiddles, and other music, this type of party happened several times that we know of. God, it just looks like fun, doesn't it? This included one ball that was her 30th birthday party in 1888, when she paraded her name as the Queen Mother Swann, or simply the Queen. Many other people began to show up to this amazing taboo spectacle. The drag queens would put on performances of song, dance, theater skits, games, and competitions. Sounds a little familiar, doesn't it there, RuPaul? Teasing. Moving on. Black, white, politician, or even other policemen would be caught attending these parties as full-on guests, and they would either run away quickly out the back or pay for cover-up to avoid scandal. Ooh. Forgive me. That is, if they were seen in the morning papers after the raid. Here's one in the middle. Once the Swann home was violently raided, with a battle of queens versus badged bullies in blue. Say that 3 times fast. William Swann, with his partner, Pierce Lafayette, fought their best in their best, and once the fighting came to a stop, Swann, in her elegant, torn gown and bloodied face, said, like a queen, to the arresting officer, "You is no gentleman." And the offenders were publicly shamed as perverts, freaks, and psychological minorities that had to be studied. Oh, God, I have to take a minute and throw up. Could you imagine what they did to those poor people just because they committed the great sin of putting on a party? And some dresses? Oh, no! Please keep in mind, I am talking about the person and not the politics. So calm down, people. In 1896, Swann was arrested yet again, this time for keeping a disorderly household, which means they suspected a brothel. How dare some slaves want to go from rags to regal? That was it. That was their crime. And even though there was proof, undeniable proof, that there were false charges, he still had to serve 10 more months in jail. He petitioned his pardon to President Stephen Grover Cleveland twice. He couldn't find work or have a decent life until his name was cleared. This petition was denied twice. By 1900, William Dorsey Swann stopped her drag in full retirement, at least publicly, and then his brothers continued the tradition from there. Her brother Daniel J. in particular would provide dresses and other drag items years after in their community. William eventually died in Hancock, Maryland, 1925, at 67 years old, and cremated. Soon, this was followed by the local officials burning down her home. Oh, that's just so terrible. To this day, she does have many attributes to her legacy, such as the book House of Swann, where slaves became queens and changed the world. And with this note, I am done for today. Oh, well, this just completes my glorious once-in-look, doesn't it, darlings? Teasing. You know how all this goes, dearies. Grab thy vices for the day, and slant ye to William Dorsey Swann, and to both his and her legacy. Can I get an amen? That was a terrible RuPaul impression, by the way. Slant, darlings.